Hello and welcome. Anyone who's been playing 40k recently has a high chance of owning or playing against the Space Marine captain, particularly the one in Gravis Armour. If you would like to know how to use this guy effectively or how to play against him, I have some tips and tricks that will help you do just that. I am Tabletop Teacher, and today's learning objective is knowing how to use your Space Marine captain in Gravis Armour. I spent some time looking at this guy. In all honesty, I wasn't hugely impressed on first sight. He looks rather chubby, and someone pointed out the little bone between his legs. You just can't take him seriously after that. However, he's grown on me, and he still does look chunky, but he does look robust. The big cape and fist are quite intimidating, and he does look fairly agile for such a big thumper. But his rules are not the best. The standard captain bubble is nearly pivotal in how Space Marines run these days. All the plasma that's running around with Hellblasters and plasma cropping up in nearly every unit. It's not overtly stated, but this chap does have an extra attack and wound associated with being a Primaris Space Marine. And that little bit of fluff might be important to those who are trying to build pure armies, if you're trying to build purely Primaris army. Those bits are good, as is the standard issue Iron Halo. 4+ invulnerable save is always handy on your leader unit, even if he's not your main leader. What's not so good are his weapons. He has a master-crafted power sword and a bolt storm gauntlet, and individually these things are great. The issue is getting them both at the same time, because they kind of get in each other's way. Right on screen now, there is a quick table to show you why, but if you're listening on the podcast version, you'll have to come over to my blog to have a look at it. There will be a link somewhere in the description below. There is no reason to use the power sword except in a very small edge case of toughness 2 models. Off the top of my head, I can only think of one unit which has this toughness, and that's Grots. Can't think of many people that actually use these ones, and it would be different if the power sword were better at chopping up toughness 3 or 4 models. So it actually gives itself a niche against smaller models, whereas the gauntlet would be better against larger ones. And in that case, the pairing would make sense. As it is, though, you're better off, at least according to the maths, always using the gauntlet. Now, you might think that the -1 to hit on the gauntlet is a little bit more of a liability, particularly if the enemy can get further modifiers on you. Kind of true, and somewhat true, but you'll still be better off with the gauntlet thanks to the better wound roll. And remember, you'll always be rolling to hit and rolling to wound at the same time, so these two things together combine to form if you're going to damage your enemy or not. To put the redundancy of the power sword in context, there is nothing in the Dark Imperium starter set, so any of the starter kits that we have for 40k right now apart from Forgebane, worth hitting with the power sword. Even if you rolled 1s for damage throughout the entire game with the starter collection kit, you'd still be better off hitting with the gauntlet. And I'm almost certain the only reason he has a power sword at all is just for symmetry with this guy, with Guilliman there. What's even worse than that is that for around the same number of points you can get the old Space Marine captain on a bike, with a storm shield and a thunderhammer. So with that you get better shooting, overall. You lose 1 attack, which is a little bit annoying, but every single hit you do will be doing 3 damage, as opposed to the D3 damage that your gauntlet is doing. So I'm looking forward to when the rules get a bit relaxed on this model, and we can swap out that mastercrafted power sword with something else. Right now, it's just dead points. My tip of the day is this: punch, don't stab. Alright guys, until next time, thank you for listening. If you liked what you saw and you want to help out, please leave a comment below. Sharing this video or podcast with friends and following me on Twitter and Facebook and Google+ would also be hugely appreciated. If you have anything you want me to look at, let me know in the comments below. I'll probably be able to write an article at least on my blog about it, and usually within a week or so. If you want to support me directly, use the affiliate links below. I get a small percentage of purchases you make there, and you get cheaper miniatures. If you really love what I do here, you can make a one-off donation on my PayPal, or become a true hero to tabletop education and make a regular donation to my Patreon. Every little bit helps.